Subjects of Empress Catherine, welcome back to Imperial Splendour. For those of you that are completely new to this series, I am going to ask you to take a look at the playlist down below. I'm either going to pin it or it'll be in the description, and that is the entire series of Imperial Splendour. So make sure to jump in, and we are continuing where we last left off. So, guys, I guess my idea or my plan here was to start rebuilding our armies. Unfortunately, after the war with Austria, we lost a whole lot of men. And so, this particular turn, we're just kind of fixing the economy. We've already started repairing some buildings, and of course, when possible, we are going to be bringing in reinforcements for these existing units, but this is going to be quite a long process. So really, this turn, I believe especially, is going to be all about rebuilding the economy. In fact, we can end the turn here. We've already spent all our money, and see what happens next. A few gentlemen, of course, I've got going over from Moscow to our college in St. Petersburg, one of the finest in all of Europe, but our choices now are endless. We've thought about potentially creating a Russian colony in the New World, or in Asia, of course, or maybe we just have to go to war with the Austrians and fight them for domination of Eastern Europe here and Central Europe. I'm just not sure, but if you guys have an idea and you have a thoughts one way or the other, let me know in the comments down below. Lots of movement there from the Austrian Republic, and that's right. One thing that has changed dramatically in our particular timeline is Austria has had a revolution and is now under a republic, which is pretty interesting. Okay, we do have to worry about this, and yes, the Karelian forces, the Norwegian forces that are pretty damn close. Not something that I like to see, of course, so we want to do something about it. We can either try and retake it or let the Norwegians keep their territory here. Still have plenty of money here to spend. So I think what I'm going to do, our only real attacking army is going to be the one in Chechnya. First, let me rebuild that. But this is actually an opportunity to take back, or defend Cherkassk from the enemy, I should say. We could also go down here and fight the enemy back. I think that's what we'll do. And later, of course, we can repair that building for a little income boost. The other option is to continue south. The only people we are currently fighting are, in fact, the Iranians, or in this case, the Persians. So that is definitely a consideration to head over there. Let me just take a look. We've got a lot of potential problems, and one of those, of course, is going to be the Norwegian forces right there. So let me go to St. Petersburg, Ingria. And what I'm going to do is actually start sending this army that way. So as he's marching, he will be marching towards glorious St. Petersburg. I am going to try to, of course, repair a few more of these buildings. That's going to be a big thing, is just getting these buildings back up to snuff. Because if they're making an income, then that's paying for our army. And that's going to be extremely important here. I like to look in the Far East because this is where a lot of the fur trades are. Let's go to Astrakhan. 4,000 for a governor's palace. Seems a bit expensive, doesn't it? Let's get the coaching in repaired. There we go. Let's go over to glorious Moscow. And I am going to build a stock exchange. Oh yeah, baby. I would also like to build an army here at Moscow, just in case we actually need defenders. So let's just start getting at least, you know, a bit of an army. Let's put it that way. It doesn't have to be a full one, but something resembling an army, basically. It's going to take a while to rebuild these particular forces. I don't know how long, but it is going to take a while. And I want you guys to let me know in the comments down below what you think we should do here. Starting now as Russia, of course. There's still a lot of options, a lot of possibilities, so let us know in the comments. I'm going to go ahead and end that turn. There's not much left to do here. First, we will look in the government just to make sure that our ministers are looking all right. And actually, there's one here I'd really like to bring in, Alexander Nikolaev Samolyov, but not currently any positions that he would be exceptional with. We're going to have to wait a bit. Our government popularity is growing, though, despite our constant conquests. So let's hope that that continues. Austrian Republic. How crazy would it be? And this is an option, is to try and actually become allies with the Austrian Republic, but that to me is sacrilegious. It really is. Not to mention, if you look at the map there, the southern central part of Russia is basically under Austrian domination, and we've got to put a stop to that. So I don't think that's going to occur. I think that no matter what happens, we're going to have to keep the Austrians as our mortal enemies in this particular campaign.
Rebellions grow in strength.
All right.
The more they're left.
St. Petersburg has completed the Imperial Palace. That's going to be bringing in quite a nice amount of ducats, guys. Make a little bit of money off that. And look at this. We can even get some pleasure gardens here, which enhances the happiness of even the lower classes. It's such a mark of luxury that even the poor are happy when the wealthy build their pleasure gardens. That being said, we've got a lot we could do over here that I just haven't paid attention to in Warsaw. So let's start building. Hopefully the enemy won't attack us there. So far they've stayed away, which I appreciate. And I'm going to turn it into a trading city. I know it sounds crazy, but getting a trading... No, that's not the right thing to do, is it? So it's going to greatly lower the happiness of the people, but let's face it. The Polish are kind of our subjects at the moment, so we're going to do whatever we can to milk as much money out of them as possible. In Riga... Oh, wait a minute. The Courlandese are not finished, guys. I thought we were going to have peacetime here. I thought our men were going to get a chance to go home to see their wives and children for once in seemingly 3 to 4 years, but that's not an option because the Courlandese have risen up, and we're going to have to put... We're going to have to stand up to them. Not to mention, we're going to have to put off rebuilding this army for quite a while. Man, it doesn't make me happy, but you got to do what you got to do. So let's get in there quickly. There we go. 37. Sorry, folks. You're just going to have to focus on restructuring a little bit later. We need to shut down this revolt, and we need to do it quickly. In fact, I would like to see if I could... right there. Like to see if I could bring this guy along. I hope so. Because that's quite a large force. Just to be safe. I think that's sufficient. Crush the rebellion. We'll show them what we do to rebels of Catherine, guys. Unacceptable. Let's take this fight to the field. I know it's a small one, but it's a great opportunity to show off our strength. The wolves are baying for blood, that's for sure. We're not even going to be using our artillery for this. We're just going to grab our boys and push forward here, preferably through the forest. Our guys have plenty of experience there, but I'm going to try to keep these more damaged men back. I mean, just look at this, guys. It's been a real tough time for these units. Just so many of their brothers lost in battle. And now this. Alright, here we go. Get into position. I think hopefully we've got enough men to take them down. We don't have any cavalry in this army, and that's something to consider in the future, is rebuilding those cavalry forces. I'm also going to move these artillery pieces forward because they're of no use here. And just to be safe, I'll actually grab one of the infantry units here to defend them. Oh, I see them. Doesn't look like they're going to go for a defense in town. I thought they were going to try and take those buildings. But they are doing the same as us, and they are moving those artillery pieces forward. Without cavalry to flank and destroy them, that's going to make things a little problematic. Hoorah! Yeah, we really are down to the last kind of group here, so... I'll bring these guys over as well, but this is really going to be our attack force. A lot of them are garrison units. So not necessarily the most effective units you can use here, but we've also got Admiraletsky battalions, etc. And you know what? I'm actually going to try to get the Admiraletsky battalion over here. This would be an amazing move if we were able to get shots like this. So I'm going to see if we can't make that happen. We might be able to get rid of the artillery. They've got that right in front, seemingly waiting for us, man. That's not a typical move. So let's try to take it out. They've also got an artillery piece right there. Actually, let's open fire at that one. Oh, too late. Deny the enemy artillery. These rebels must be smashed. And there's the leader of the rebels, Yazdalanove. Maybe they'll write about him in history books, but I don't intend to allow him to even see the inside of a prison. Let's put that out there. And he is with the Kurlander rebels. There we go. Looks like our garrison units are already firing on the traitors. Got one of the noblemen. These commoners don't like shooting at noblemen, apparently. But they are going to continue. Let's actually restructure them here. Send the nobles to hell, boys. This next volley should be a lot more like the execution shot we're looking for. That's what I'm talking about, guys. A lot of these guys do need to reload, but they're going to be firing at will here. And hopefully we end up mortally wounding that rebel leader. I mean, who does he think he is? Trying to stand up to Russia? Unacceptable. Let's take a look at our guys. Yes, they have made it behind the wall. The question is, are they making the most of it? Open fire. Nice. Take the rest of our boys. Everybody is in the woods doing their job. And again, targeting the artillery is our current job. Trying to destroy that arty so that it can't be used against us. Let's get up close and personal here. And let's focus on the Deutsche Line Infantry. Uphill, it's going to be really tough. I just realized that this was uphill. Doesn't look like it from out here, actually, and that's going to make things quite complicated. So let's fire over here at Yazda as well. We don't know if that's the general unit. It could just be their artillery or their cavalry units. No wonder the odds for this battle were kind of so-so, kind of iffy. Alright, I think we've scared away that particular cavalry unit. Well, not scared him away, but he's going to change position here. Unless he wants to take a few more shots. Good shots, boys. Good shots. See how the rest of our boys are doing. And what about these guys? Our northernmost unit being completely hit from all sides. So we're going to push forward here. These guys have seen hell. They've seen everything. The Mushterski Pole. We're going to have to charge in, guys. Otherwise, they're going to be getting constant shots. Then again... Yeah, no, they're definitely firing. They just missed and hit right here instead of hitting our units. Hoorah! And we're going to have to do something a bit different here. Change things up. This is going to turn into one massive charge. I'd even bring the general in if I had more men there in the unit. Here we go, boys. Damn, he's still trying to get some kills. Sneaky little Kurlandese. Although, again, I promised we would treat the Kurlandese as honorable foes. That rule does not apply to rebels. I want to be very clear about that. But we'll try. We won't turn their city into a trading post. Let's put it that way. Although, maybe that's what we should have done, is turn Courland into a trading post and made Warsaw just, again, a glorious city. But we're trying to take away the importance of Warsaw. It's that simple. Overwhelm them, boys. Come on. Move forward with the next group. Some of these units need some serious TLC, and we're going to have to take out a couple turns just to rebuild these armies, I'm telling you. I have been focusing on the economy, but ultimately, the whole point of improving that economy is to get these armies up to snuff, man. All right, let's get a nice shot there on that artillery. We're going to switch our fire here to the Deutsche Line Infantry. In fact, I'm going to move forward for it. And we've also got this unit still firing, doing a great job for a garrison unit. Firing on that cavalry. And it looks like the enemy, they keep hitting us with this artillery, but it keeps striking their own men. So I don't think it's what they're intending. Let's send in the garrisons with bayonets to, of course, support this Muszterski Polk offensive. And they are winning this combat slightly, so maybe just an extra push here can push us over the edge to victory. Beautiful. Look at that, my friends. Turn that off. We're going to get into square formation because we've got cavalry all around us. And this might be a chance at a victory. We'll have to wait and see, guys. We'll see how our square formation deals with the cavalry. I'm going to do the same with these guys. Get in that square formation. Oh, joy. All right. Come on, boys. And now we should be able to sandwich all of these guys in. We're going to go for a charge right here. Fire! Hopefully we've got them trapped now. That's a hell of a line. I've got to make all of my lines like that. And my only concern is that they retreat back into town and potentially try to garrison one of these buildings, but they're a cavalry unit. They do have that infantry unit right there, though, the other Deutsche Line Infantry. So the battle is not over. It's definitely not over. In fact, I'm going to send one of our units into that house and push forward with the Deutsche Line Infanterie. If we thought that our army was beat up before, man, now we can really complain. And hopefully some of those bayonet wounds can be tended to. These guys' lives can be saved. I'm really, really hoping that's the case. Oh, boy. We've got to kill the damn rebel leader. That's going to be a very important thing, Yazda. So any chance we get at a shot, we've got to take it. Alright, the guys are making it to the building. I'm hoping from that distance they can still get some targets. In fact, we could even get into that fort and also do some damage. But I'm going to keep my distance here and kind of see what happens. Looks like the cavalry's panicking a bit. They're not too sure what to do, especially since our men are now firing from the windows. Oh, yep, now they are. Absolutely wonderful. Here we go. Cavalry's on the run. It's just one more unit of enemy line infantry. And it looks like there could also be another unit here still alive. It looks like one of... Wow. Our guys are still fighting them. Well, you guys can get over the wall now. We're still dealing with the cannons. But we are going to go ahead and just jump over the wall and take that position by hand. And the cool thing about this building is if the cavalry comes in for any sort of an attack, the guys from the building are going to be able to spot them very quickly. Let's just see if at distance we're getting any hits. We might need to get a little bit closer. Yeah, I think so. This should be more than close enough. And let's actually focus on the cavalry, just because it's a lot easier for them to escape. There we go. But it looks like the infantry have decided to charge in this particular instance. Oh, boys. Hold on. Just hold on. In fact, I'm going to do something a little crazier. I'm going to get these guys on this side of the wall. I think you guys see what I'm going for. Oh, it's not letting me do it. Okay. Maybe we can try to get behind the enemy here. No, it is not letting us get on this side of the wall, even if we switch. So it doesn't want us to do that. Alright, fair enough. Well, next best thing, flank charge. Flank charge with bayonets. Let the Imperial flag fly above these traitors. Wonderful job so far. Don't know how long it's going to last. We do still have that unit, of course, in the fort, though, so we can fire at will. And there we go. I did say they're an honorable foe, but rebels are rebels. Rebels are rebels. Although, in this case, we'll end the battle. Heroic victory. Not too shabby. It's going to come out pretty well for us. I think so, anyway. 383 enemy killed, 241 killed on our side. And hopefully the Kurlandese rebels are ones we don't have to worry about any longer. We've still got that 8,000 to spend, though. We're going to have to do something about that. And again, I think focusing on the economy is hugely important. How did that church get damaged? My goodness. But again, rebuilding those armies, we keep putting that off, and we can't do that. We've got to do something about those armies. Although, look at that Iron Master's works. 1,200 to region wealth. And it's 7,600 to purchase this. But it's absolutely worth it. We've got to do it. It's just something that will add some interest to our economy over time. And we're also successfully turning glorious Dagestan pro-Russian here. So at this point, Dagestan is looking quite nice to us, quite friendly. Let's just hope that continues. Now I could head out and hit this Persian army and continue going southwards into Azerbaijan, but I'm going to wait a little bit right now. I'm just going to kind of give it some time, wait just a wee bit, and then we'll go from there. Also, let me take a look here. Where is our college? I think there's a college in Poland anyway. Maybe not. We'll come back and have a look. In any case, Poland is pretty badly damaged. So one thing we want to do is we want to come back here. Ah, there's a school there. What's wrong with me? Get to Kaunas. And let's take this Orthodox minister here. It looks like Kiev, Ukraine, of course, in Austrian hands. Definitely a concern. But what we could do is make sure that Ukraine remains Orthodox so that the people, at least in spirit, will be on our side. Look at that. Some more Kurlandese rebels. Man, it's going to be tough to deal with these guys. Alright guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. You know what you have to do. Hit that like button, drop a comment down below. It does help tremendously. And let's hope that from here on out, we have victories. I mean, we have been able to hold on to a tremendous amount of territory. The biggest problem with Russia is, number one, the distance between towns. But number two, it's just the price of keeping these extremely expensive armies on the field. Thank you so much, my friends, and glory to Empress Catherine.